theme song? A.K.A. Pablo. Remember? Yeah. He's been entertaining the world for decades and was ranked among the top 100 stand-ups of all time by Comedy Central. Paul Rodriquez also has dozens of TV and film credits, everything from Born in East LA to DC Cab, even Ali, and his directorial debut, A Million to One. Rodriguez, also an established writer and producer. Paul Rodriquez is appearing tonight through Saturday at the Comedy Club of Jacksonville. He joins us now along with his opening act, Shawn Latham. Hey, guys.
Shawn Latham and I are here with a thing called Guitars of Shame. These are guitars that have been used at strip clubs, and these guitars have seen it all.
You worked that up. Here I am giving this like serious little props to Violence of Hope, but you're quick. You're good.
I'm not putting down that's a very worthy cause. But
no, I know.
But these guitars that I have seen an awful lot of nudity, and I have pasted them with pictures of the nudes they've seen, and
you painstakingly restored these guitars
one by one, one breast at a time. I like to keep abreast of things, and these guitars are wonderful because they basically have the shape of a woman, the nice curves, and I just went ahead and put a wig on top of that where the strings are, and then I strum them,
and it works out for you. Yeah.
It really does. I hit nice tunes with them.
All right, you got to open up for this guy. What's your strategy?
My strategy is to go have a good time, and then he just does his work. I just go. I have a great time with the crowd, and then just watch one of the best of all time do it.
Yeah, you really, Paul. You really have an incredible fan base, and it's exciting to have you on the show. Now, you've got a lot of material to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot going on in the country right now.
We're living in very turbulent times, I mean, the election of President Trump surprised everyone.
What did you think about that? Because you're a Republican, and you've been open about that.
Yes. I've been ostracized from my family, basically.
Have you?
And but I think that if I had to do it all over again, I'd keep it to myself. I'm really not a political comedian, and I find politics rather boring and austere. There's no winning side. But I will say this to those who disagree with my point of view. I don't preach my point of view in my set. When I do a show, I'm not there to change your religion, or I'm not there to change your mind. I'm there to entertain you, make you laugh. Yeah. And I find a lot of meanness now in comedy, and it shouldn't be there, because the object, the purpose for any stand-up is to not insult this crowd, but to entertain them, make them forget whatever there is.
They want to laugh and lighten up a little.
Yeah, and any comic who doesn't make their audience laugh shouldn't be a comic. You should return that money. That's thievery, and I've yet to steal a dime, I think. And I've always find places like Jacksonville very stimulating. A lot of times I just like to walk around, and people ought to be proud of the boredom here, because... excitement is over.
You're tossing shade at us now.
No. It's the absolute truth. I mean, some cities are too busy. They're too busy with gun violence and tickets and police.
Oh, we got
marches.
The gun violence.
You do, but you don't have it in the extremes that I grew up with. I grew up in Compton. I think we practically invented it there. And now exported other places. But it was a different time. I always found humor and escape for me. A place to go in my own mind and. And it's everywhere. You don't have to sit around and try to think of something deep and philosophical to make people laugh. I mean, comedy's right in front of you. It's as close as your nose.
What's making you laugh right now?
Well, the attitude, the divisiveness of the country. People are so adamant. Celebrities who talk vehemently about topics they know nothing about. Just because you're a celebrity or you're known doesn't mean you're extra. You have any extra brain cells, and it's embarrassing sometimes to see these comedians who really, or not only comedians, but people who really don't know what they're talking about very. Fundamental things of just a line or two that they read somewhere. I mean, the truth is that we should give. I'm not a big supporter, but I think I'm fair to say that we should give Mr. Trump a chance. I mean, we gave Mr. Obama a chance, and truth be told, history will tell us whether he did a good job. I personally think that he didn't do such a good job. The economy didn't repair, and yet we're not crucifying him. It's a tough job. Personally, who'd want to be president? I mean. Mr. Obama came into office looking like Denzel Washington, and he left looking like Uncle Ben on the rice box. I mean, that should tell everybody.
It has a way of aging people.
Of course.
Yeah, they go out pretty darn gray.
Every problem in the whole world comes to rest on them. I think the best punishment for if you are an anti-Trump, President Trump, detractor, I guess the best punishment is that he did get elected, and he's going to leave looking like the crypt keeper, I think. So, that job itself has hardships, but because he is the president of the United
You've
States.
looked about the same, meanwhile, for like 20 plus years. What's your secret?
I'm Mexican. We don't.
You're Mexican.
That's basically my secret. Genetics. God said, "You guys want rent paid, or you guys want a credit, or you want to look good?" And we went with the good looking good.
All right. How about you, Shawn? What about you? Now, tell me how you're gonna set your act, because your job is to really get the audience warmed up for this guy, and also
fabulous
get
job.
your name out there too.
So what are you asking me? How am I?
See, no, that's the best. Even if you didn't understand the question, you should just start talking. Say, well, she's asking.
Sorry,
you,
did I not ask that right?
He's asking you. How do you prepare for this idiot in front of you? For this behind you?
I would never say that. But
Well, there's no preparation really. It's a completely separate time. I mean, I go up there, we have a great time, and then they know Paul. They come there, and Paul's just
I'll
so
take
funny.
it from here, Shawn. Shawn's not that funny, but he has a really beautiful sister.
that's how this
So
happened.
that's
Okay.
I keep giving him that job.
Let me ask you too. I read this morning that you, Paul Rodriquez, with your old friend Cheech Marin,
Right.
you're developing a single camera comedy. It's going to star you and your son. He's a professional skateboarder,
Yes.
Paul Rodriquez Jr.
Yes, my son is a beefcake. I'm going to use him. He's a good-looking boy, thanks to his mom, and he's a champion skateboarder. He's won the X Games more than anyone else. He's got his own Nike shoes.
Very cool.
He's making a lot of money, so I'm going to use that boy as he used me.
He's going to take care of you in your old age.
Yeah, it's basically a comedy that I guess women might feel left out, but it's basically a man's world, and our comedy is three guys who are related, don't know each other, and they're in therapy. And we're basically going to try to, as much as you can get off the envelope with the NBC. They're still very conservative, but we're going to try to push that envelope to the point that we might not even make the air.
I hope it does.
We just got the opportunity to go to a pilot. It's about 3 generations in the way we view the world.
Is it going to be a grandfather, dad, and son?
Exactly. And
Okay.
we don't, it's a Latino show, they say, but we really, my son doesn't even speak Spanish. Cheech plays a part of a cop. His father in real life was a police officer, and he's very conservative, and he's going to be like that. We don't agree on anything, and we don't agree on women's rights. We're kind of stuck in our
These
own
are
generation.
the characters.
Yeah. The characters are a lot like the people portraying the characters.
Okay.
For example, our view on gun control is Cheech is a cop. He believes you should carry one. I believe that if the other guy doesn't have one, you should have one, and my son is totally against it. So the things we talk about are going to be minutia, ordinary things. But I think that the best comedy comes in that. The Seinfeldian kind of attitude where you would talk about that hair that sticks on the shower. It doesn't change the world, but it's funny. We want to talk about things that are small and yet very important in our lives.
What's this show going to be called? Do you have a title yet?
We're going to call it Gen Mex or 3 Gen. We don't know yet. The family tree.
Gen Mex?
Gen Mex, it kind of sounds like a...
Oh, Spectator likes that. She's a card-carrying Gen Xer.
What
like
I'm going
me.
to do is I'm going to just have the audience name it, We'll call it That Show or something else.
Show.
The thing that we do want everybody to know is that it's going to make you laugh, and it has nothing to do with us being Latinos. It has a lot to do with us being men and being terrible men, men who don't have any women around them. That's what makes us terrible. We're always pursuing. I think the first episode we sit around and we wonder if my son's looking at us and he's looking into our ears, and we have hair inside our ears, and my son's wondering. Is that all I'm going to leave him? Is he going to get hair? And we make a whole episode about the thickness of the hair and the older you are. And I think people should not watch this while they're eating, but hopefully they'll laugh.
They'll laugh, and they're going to laugh this weekend. You guys are coming. Now, it's your first show tonight at Comedy Club on Beach Boulevard?
Yes,
tonight. Yeah.
8 o'clock tonight?
Tonight, 8 o'clock.
I don't know the city too well, but you'll see us. We'll be out there hawking tickets out in the street, juggling and
You're going to get like a guy dancing out on the corner
whatever
with
it
a
takes.
sign.
If not, we'll do this show at a strip club. I understand Jacksonville is famous for strip clubs.
I hear they do a nice chicken sandwich at Wacko's. It's right across the
Wacko's?
bridge. Yeah, very nice chicken sandwich there, I've heard. In addition to the dancing young women.
Go for the food and stay for the
That's right.
glorious, valet preparedness of that.
Well, it's a pleasure. And
It's my pleasure.
Thank you both so much for being here. Paul Rodriquez, also with his opening act, Shawn Latham.
Shawn Latham, listen, if you're Caucasian, you got to see Shawn Latham. I have been learning how to be white from him. The man is extremely Caucasian. He's critically Caucasian, as you can see. You know,
Is this true?
This is what the Vikings had in mind.
You're not saying anything.
Of course, yeah, of course it's
You're
true.
very
Yeah, of course.
Caucasian.
This is the Aryan. This is what Hitler had in mind. He's basically his wet dream. He is white as can be, and I'm critically brown. So I think we have a nice mixture there. You know.
Okay, this is just a little preview of the fun you're going to have when you come out and see these guys tonight through Saturday.
Look,
at the
if you're a
Comedy
protester,
Club,
come and protest. Yeah.
Comedy Club of Jacksonville. Get your tickets now. They are right there on Beach Boulevard. Paul Rodriquez, Shawn Latham. Thanks so much, you guys.
I thank you so much. For your time.
Yay! Great to have you on the show. And that is our show. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 with our Media Roundtable. I'm Melissa Ross, and this has been First Coast Connect on 89.9 WJCT FM Jacksonville. Your community, your world. Have a great day.